Okay, this is the sequel to 300, and while almost every man in it has chiseled abs, you don't need to have ripped and chiseled abs to watch this movie. Alright, this is my review for 300 Rise of an Empire, and it is directed by Noam Murro. And it stars Sullivan, Stapleton, and Eva Green. And it tells the tale of what happened after the first 300 movie, where Leonidas was fighting with only 300 people against Xerxes. And so while I have these people up here, let's talk about the acting. From these two, it was really well done. But the supporting cast suffered a little bit because some of the dialogue was just a little too cheesy. And I don't want you to get me wrong here. Don't think of it as a negative thing. I really enjoyed this movie. But perhaps maybe the director could have cut out some of the dialogue that just sounded a little cheesy. Like there is a sequence with the father and son, I think, in this movie where they're trying to mirror what happened with Xerxes and his father. That's correct, James. They were trying to mirror the father and son dynamic. Okay, and that brings us to the story. It starts off with a lot of exposition and explains what happened to Xerxes and the events that led up to the beginning of what happened in the first 300 movie. And it was kind of cool to see footage of that movie. It almost made me want to go back and watch that one again, which I probably am going to do. But the bulk of the movie really surrounds these two and how they are going to face off in a Navy battle. And all of those battle sequences were really well shot. I really enjoyed it. But some of the other things that were perhaps a little too questionable was the use of CG blood. I thought it was effective, but perhaps maybe just a little too much. And yes, I know it's a stylized thing and that's what they're trying to go for, but it didn't bother me, but it was so noticeable it kind of almost took you out of the film a few times. But other than that, the action is really well done. I mean, some of the battle sequences are just really, really interesting. And I think it also does some good work in wrapping up some of the loose ends that the first movie did by having that hunchback guy in this. And I think that was nicely all wrapped up. So overall, I mean, I wasn't really expecting too much from this movie. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, Eva Green was obviously the big standout. You get to see a lot of her, and I do mean a lot of her. And together with some witty dialogue, she just really nails every scene that she's in. And it just helps the movie. Alright, let's give this a score. Out of the movie factors that I've talked about, I'm going to give two, obviously. I'm going to give half a point for costume design, because the costumes in this, like the actual armor, I thought all that stuff was very well designed. Together with what I felt about it, I would say I would give it a 4.5 out of 5, so that's a 7 out of 10. It is worth seeing. Okay, if you've liked what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.